You know who I am, the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. And today's Wednesday, the last day of January. It really is. I keep thinking I'm getting it wrong. It's the last day of January in 2024, never to return. So this is also the time of Imbolc, and Groundhog Day is tomorrow, is Friday. And so if you don't know, Imbolc is from the pagan earth religion, from Wicca, Wicca. It's a time of the year that we feel the first stirrings of life under the ground. It kind of comes from the agricultural era, period, when people were mostly farmers. So it's a time when we can feel what's stirring within us, and we're getting up to snuff, and we're getting up to this place where we are saving our democracy, and we're starting to feel it. It's palpable. It's in the air. I am in an exceptionally good mood. Let me tell you why. The chat keeps disappearing, so I don't know if you guys are really there. What's it called again? Imbolc. I am like Mary, be like boy, OLC. Imbolc. I like to educate when I can. So I'm really happy. I'm generally always happy. I rant a lot, but I'm always happy. It's been a very long time that I have really longed to see music become again, because it kind of lost its mojo for a while in terms of raising people's consciousness. I'm really excited to see women songwriters and artists, you can probably tell why, out in the forefront. And I'm so excited about Taylor Swift. I don't really listen to her, but I'm going to watch the movie. So excited about Taylor Swift. I'm so excited about women rocking, not necessarily musicians even, women really rocking the boat, women rocking the world. And I know the power of music. You know the power of music. Music can change entire societies. And a musician, an artist who can bring people together. I mean, I always think about the Super Bowls. And a couple years ago, if you were with me, you remember this. I don't remember which year it was. It was probably 2020. I totally was off the rails, and I was totally ranting, and I was totally angry that the Super Bowl show was not presenting the halftime show was not presenting a unified message. And boy, did I catch holy hell for that, because some people just didn't understand that I was saying, when you have a platform like that where billions of people are watching you, billions of people follow you, and if you get an opportunity to do the halftime show, that's an opportunity to get a huge message. I know Michael Jackson did it, with the Children of the World halftime show. Madonna did it, the World Peace, World Come Together, World, even, Prince. I mean, there's just so many messages that came through on that platform. And I really was catching holy hell for just ranting about, there was, I don't even remember who it was, but I'll just say, and I'm not against hip hop or rap at all. And people were calling me racist. That was not my point. I felt like a lot of people didn't know the music, and that it was a lost opportunity. And now we see, I know Usher is playing for the halftime show. I don't follow rappers, and I don't follow hip hop, but it's just merely because I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm addicted to melodies. I love beautiful melodies. That's what I grew up on, and that's my influence. And so if it doesn't have a melody, I kind of lose interest, and a good beat. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you why I'm so happy that Taylor Swift is out there, and she is the Republicans, the fascists, the Putin followers. They're coming unglued, and I just love it. Anyway, there's a sign behind me tonight that says "Love Wins." I keep changing them, and I just want to show you what they're mad about. And you've seen the picture, I'm sure, because, if you're watching the championship game on Sunday night. This is what they're mad about. This is what the right-wing extremist, cruel idiots, the party of stupidity and meanness, the S&M party, this is what they're mad about. They're mad about this. They're mad about two people that are in love. My God, what have we come to? I think that's a really sweet picture. So, anyway, I know it's about more than Taylor Swift. I know that it's about, they need to just come up with some kind of conspiracy theory to keep their followers happy, to keep their miserable followers happy. Because if other people are happy, that makes them mad. Right? So if you want to make them mad, be happy. Be happy. It's going to drive MAGA crazy. They're making up this story that the Super Bowl is rigged, that this... Honest to God, I could see how that would fly with really gullible, stupid MAGA people. I don't mean to be offensive. But, if you're following a fascist and wanting a dictator to be president, that's pretty stupid. But what they're saying is that the Super Bowl has been rigged in the favor of the Chiefs winning, and they are right now, I think they're the 3-time Super Bowl champs, or 4 times. Right? We're all for being happy. Thank you for being with me on this. It's not like the Chiefs haven't won before. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're a terrible team and this is by some kind of fluke. And not only that, oh my God, they're telling people, Fox is telling people not to watch the Super Bowl. Or Fox is telling people, don't root for the Chiefs. Root for the 49ers. I kind of think the Chiefs are going to take it again. And I did call that last year and the year before. Thank you, Mike. But I was so hurt that year when people misunderstood, not everyone, but certain people misunderstood what I was getting at, and they thought I was being racist. No, it was like Super Bowl is an opportunity to get a powerful message through to lots and lots and lots and lots of people. It's an opportunity. I always think of Live Aid and Queen and, all that was going on during Live Aid. It changed the world. It was a really amazing. Music is a unifying force. So anyway, back to Taylor Swift. Yesterday I did a show with Kathy Beal. Please watch it if you haven't already. We're working on the technical glitches, but just so you know, 2 weeks in a row, 2 times in a row we did a show and we had lots of technical glitches until about 5 to 7 minutes in. Then it clears up. It's a really good show. I asked Kathy to look at the chart for Taylor Swift and compare it to the United States chart to see what kind of influence that Taylor Swift might or might not have on America. And it was really fascinating and it was pretty powerful. It was, thanks Barbara. It was really powerful because what we were able to see, what Kathy was able to reveal to us was she has a huge role to play. A huge role to play. Astrologically, according to her chart, and Taylor Swift is a Sagittarius like me. She was born December 13th. I'm the 9th. So, I kind of liked that. And the other person that we looked at was E. Jean Carroll, and we know that last week, at the end of the week, she was awarded an $83.3 million settlement. We all know that by now, right? Oh, thanks, Sandy. We have a great vibe on the show. I love doing Spirit Talk podcasts. And we have, I have Jonathan Glass on Saturday. I'll get to that. So E. Jean Carroll's chart shows her, you know, compared to Donald Trump's chart. I don't think they call it comparing. I think they call it composite or something. So, yeah, we looked at Alina Haba. Are you calling her Alina Hobbit on purpose? Go Sagittarius woman, right? I think E. Jean Carroll was, I forget. I think she was a Cancer. I have to go watch it. So E. Jean Carroll's chart on top of Trump's chart is she is going to take him down. And I was saying during our video that many psychics have been saying there's going to be a woman that takes the loser down. And it is E. Jean Carroll. I'm clear about that. And there are many others, but the main one, she got the ball rolling. It was the first time he had been held accountable. And I heard that Alina Habba was fired today. Yep. Zircon is a Sagittarius too. Every sign is wonderful, but you know, we're a little biased about our signs. Whatever sign you are, you know you're the best. So, yeah, there's about 83 million reasons why Habba got fired. I don't know if they're calling it that she got fired. I think they're calling it that they want a different lawyer to work on the appeal, because, you know, it's, E. Jean Carroll is a Sag. I had forgotten, because I know we were looking at, I know I was confused. E. Jean Carroll is a Sagittarius, Taylor Swift is a Sagittarius, and Alina Habba is an Aries. Yeah, whatever sign you are, you're the best. Well, Sagittarius stands for truth. Remember I was saying the other night, I can't lie to save my life? Sagittarius stands for truth, and it stands for justice. And seeking higher learning. Like, it's very expansive, ruled by Jupiter. So this is big. This is really big. And Aries has great qualities too. It's just that every sign has the good side and the bad side, right? I can be overpowering. I try to keep it a little... Anyway, so I'm really happy about that. And before we jump into the cards, I just want to say that I came to an awareness the other day that I have enough songs about democracy and people coming together to fill an album. And I'm having a meeting on Friday with the studio, with a recording studio down the street. So I'm going to get that together, and I'm also going to start a GoFundMe, because I don't have the money to make a record. So, I mean, I just don't. I don't really make a lot of money doing this, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do this. More about that later. Real briefly, I will touch on this topic and then I'll just drop it. There was a person in Pennsylvania that committed a heinous crime. I won't get into details. I just want to say that it was somebody who thinks that the government is a deep state. And I've been saying the loser has health issues. Of course he has heart issues. Look at what he eats. It doesn't take a psychic. Oh, my record is going to be called Songs for Democracy, just so you know. Maybe by the summer it'll be done. So you know what news I'm talking about. A crazy, demon-possessed man beheaded his father. Yeah, it was horrifying. And it just brought back memories. There's been a couple of heinous crimes. There's a couple of heinous crimes no matter where you live. There's always, you know, a couple of heinous crimes. And there was a crime of a beheading where I lived back when I was a little girl, and it traumatized me. I never forgot it. It was awful. But my point about that is the guy was all about the deep state, and his father that he beheaded worked for the government. I don't know the details, and I'm not going to get into the details. but it's so dark, and we have to find a way, and I'll probably start with this. We have to find a way in this country. One of the reasons we hadn't had all this heinous violence. By the way, the crime rate is down, so don't think crime numbers are down. There's just these anomalies. So it's really the responsibility of the citizenry of a country, especially a democracy. Beheading makes you nauseous. It's very disturbing. It's absolutely terrorism. We have to figure out a way to make that promoting violence and terrorism, saying it's a deep state. I mean, because this guy beheaded his father because he said his father was a traitor, was treasonous. So that's all I'll say about it. But I am going to pull 3 cards about. I know there was a hearing today. We'll get to the Putin fascist party hearings that they did behind closed doors today. But there was a hearing today about safeguards for children on social media. My God, we need that. We need that. Oh, group hug time. Thank you for letting me know. Because Warren's not here tonight, and he usually reminds me. Let's do a group hug, especially after I just shared that heinous news. I just had to talk about it. 1, 2, 3. Hugs! We're bringing the energy up. Every day, imagine democracy being strong, being saved, being healthy, and we're all good. And people believing the truth again. So I'm going to pull 3 cards, because I know they did have that hearing with Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal today, and I don't know, I didn't see it. I don't know if Zuckerberg showed up. Do you guys know if Zuckerberg showed up? Zuckerberg this is why I got off of Facebook. If you're looking for me on Facebook, I'm not really there. Not after January 6th, I just got right off of Facebook, and then I go back and visit, once in a while. But Zuckerberg doesn't care. He did show up. Yeah, he doesn't care. He'll say that he'll do something and he'll follow the rules, and he apologized. Let's do this. He looks like a droid to me. Did he mean it? Did Zuckerberg mean it? Oh, but he won't pay any money to solve the problem? He had a few memory lapses. Does he care? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's up to us to care. It's up to the American people to show that we care. Because these people are a different breed. They don't possess compassion. They don't possess a willingness to, a desire to love and to receive love. They don't have that. They possess a desire to receive adoration. So I'm going to pull 3 cards to see if America will succeed in getting this violent rhetoric to stop. And they tell children, they get children so upset that they commit suicide. It's not okay. It's not okay. We cannot pick and choose who and what we care about. We just have to be, if you can't be loving, be neutral, right? Rhetoric. It's RHETORIC. Rhetoric. The reason I'm spelling that for you is because I just looked at it 5 times and I couldn't figure out what you were saying. The star card is coming up. I see yes. I actually see yes. I'm telling you, our meditations on Tuesday nights are working. Guess who's in India trying to get oil contracts and money? Abbott? He's in India right now? Oh, I missed that. I'm usually up on the news. I didn't see that one. Yes, if you can't be loving, just be neutral. And also, I just want to say about that, my guidance has pointed this out to me is like, and this is hard. I'm just going to share it with you. It's hard to do. Recognize that when you look at, say, MAGA Mike, right, and you get so angry at how heinously horrible he is, or Alina Habba, or Jim Jordan, or the rest of Jim Comer, do your best to not go to the level of I hate them. I mean, you can do that for a second, but do your best to not go to the same low vibration. It's hard. I know it's hard. Just do your best. Just know that that's the best way to fight back. That's the best way to be powerful, is to just not send hatred back. Just go neutral. It does look like the King of Pentacles here. It does look like there is going to be money spent to reel the violence in on social media. I know it's probably, you're listening to me. I like it. Yeah, just you can get angry for a second, but don't stay there, because that's how the dark energy grows. Yeah, it's just how we feel. It's kind of like that old parable story, that Native American story, which of the two wolves will grow bigger, the one that you feed. Just remember that, because you don't want to be. They're already angry, and they're already freaking miserable. That's why they can't handle the picture of Taylor Swift and her boyfriend, who I do think she's going to marry. They can't handle that, right? They can't handle that. So, I just think that's the sweetest picture. It looks like a wedding photo to me. They want you to be miserable too. They won't be happy until you're miserable too. So don't play the game. Don't play into their hands. They want you to be miserable too. They want you to be as unhappy as they are. Remember when Nancy Pelosi stood there on the House floor and she was like, "Look at you! You're all miserable!" That was one of my favorite moments from Nancy Pelosi. She's strong. What sign is she? Are you talking about? You must have just joined us. Taylor Swift is a Sagittarius. Like me! She's a very gifted woman. Shout out to my members, yes. So anyway, it does look like something's going to be done to reel in the violent rhetoric, and I actually think this heinous crime that I just described in as little detail as I could, that can be the catalyst. That can be the catalyst, because there are many. Shout out to me for keeping you sane. Am I keeping you sane? Thank you. I hope so. I always look forward to seeing you all. It's there are many things, many massacres and murders that can be pointed to. I wonder how many. I wonder if anybody's doing the research. Probably. Of, I want to say men. It's very seldom been women. The women was in Tennessee last year was a female with the AR-15 at the, I think it was the Covenant School. Is that the name of it? I used to drive by it all the time when I lived in Nashville. But mostly it's men, and mostly they're MAGA, or they align with the conspiracies that it's the deep state and the government's all corrupt and the government's going to do horrible things. And so I do think that I do see that it's going to be reeled in to some degree. I do see that. So Maria's been talking to young people wherever she meets them. Good. Your favorite Pelosi moment was when she tore up Trump's State of the Union. I loved that too. She's had some good moments. And then there was another one when they were in, I don't know, the Situation Room or something at the White House, and she pointed to him, and then the memes were like, that Pelosi had like lightning bolts coming out of her fingers when Trump was trying to, the loser was trying to withhold money from, I don't know, he was trying to shut down the government because he couldn't get his wall. You weren't invited to the Saturday night Zoom meeting. You must have missed the invite. Let me just take a little break here to speak to the person. If you remember, the last Saturday of the month, we have a psychic party, and you receive in your email, you have to provide us with your email address. It might have gone to spam if you did provide us with your email address. We send the Zoom invite out early in the day. Sorry. Write to psychic Annette Dion, no, Annette Dion psychic at gmail.com. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of that. So, I do think it's gonna let up. Let's take a look at, I love that Taylor Swift is so, I don't know how many billions she has. All roads lead to Russia. That's true. Oh, you have the picture of Nancy Pelosi pointing at Trump. And remember when this always makes me inspired. Is like, it was awful when he was in office. We have to do everything in our power to prevent him from being on the ballot. And you can do that with your intentions. But when the loser shut the government down, it was right around the holidays. It was like, I think it was 2019, if I have that right. Do you remember he shut down the government? And the TSA still had to go to work. So basically, government workers were working, they were volunteering. And people were really suffering. They weren't getting paychecks. If they had a government job, they weren't getting paid. And what I saw at that time, with it being around the holidays, was it 2019 or 2020? I think it was 2019. When the loser shut down the government because he couldn't get the money that he wanted for the wall. I can't believe anyone would want this man in the White House. People, I was describing it like it was like the Grinch who stole Christmas. And the people of Whoville? It's been a while. Whoville, the American people came together during that time when the loser shut down the government because he didn't get his way. And they helped one another. And they made sure one another had food to eat. And they made sure that, they checked on people who weren't getting paychecks that were government workers. It was really amazing. And I was like, this is like Whoville when when the Grinch realized that he couldn't destroy the love that the people had for one another. Because they were still happy without all the presents because the Grinch stole them. Love wins! I'm going to read on Taylor's... I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read about the fate of Fox in this Taylor Swift conundrum. So now they're attacking the Super Bowl. This is called desperation. This is just huge desperation. Huge desperation. Who doesn't watch the Super Bowl? There was a person, I don't know his name, who was talking about this morning. I should have written it down. You may have seen it. If you saw it, let me know. He's maybe a coach, or he was a spokesperson for the NFL or the AFL. I don't know his title. I'll look it up. But I was struck by how much he was going after Fox and all these right-wing extremists for having a problem with the Chiefs because Taylor Swift is dating a player. Are they all right? I mean, are these right-wing people, are they all right? I don't think she'll go after Fox. No, I don't. There's no reason to go. Why would she go after Fox? There's no reason. That's just like... I am sure Taylor Swift just wants to do what she does and to use her platform to get out the vote. let's just take a little pause. In the United States of America, there's a segment of the population that's in a furious rage because a pop singer encourages people to get registered to vote. It's not a crime. This is not a crime. I have billions of followers. I think she's got 1 billion followers on Instagram. It's not a crime to use your platform to send a message, participate in your democracy. And even if she did, they're absolutely, you got to talk them off the ledge. They're going bananas. They're going berserko. Because they're so afraid that she's going to say that she endorses Joe Biden. Horror of horrors. Horror of horrors. This is the United States of America. If you want to tell people who you're voting for, I mean, it is your private or your business, you're allowed to say who you're voting for. I'm pulling 3 cards about Fox's fate. They're going, they already were bananas. And now we see all the evidence. Oh, did Lincoln Project post a video about this today? I'll look it up. I didn't see it yet. They know they are losing, and I haven't even mentioned yet that the RNC had a meeting behind closed doors today. I just heard about this. Behind closed doors. Remember the other night I said, now the fascist Republicans, or whatever I was calling them, I use different names, but with Trump I'm sticking with the loser. They tried to install the loser without going through the primaries when 48 states haven't had an opportunity to cast their vote for who they want to be the nominee, right? And what did I say? Because Warren is in the chat, and Warren said, oh, they threw that idea out. They trashed that idea because they were getting in trouble, apparently. It was catching on what they were up to. Trying to do that. I mean, did you see, was it Ron McDaniel? It was Ron McDaniel who was on the news going, we just need to get Trump in, we need to get him, he needs to be the nominee now. It's freaking January. And what did I say? I was reading on it and I said, they're going to keep doing it. They're right now they're trying to figure out a way around it. They're trying to, pave another path around it. Pay attention. We're in a democracy. They had a closed door meeting about, and believe me, the loser was on the phone with them during this closed door meeting that they had today. This is a democracy. The press has a right to know. Because the press has a responsibility to report what's going on in our government by the people, to report what's going on to the American people. That's their job. That's what they do. That's what press conferences are all about. How about the shut up lady when MAGA Mike got elected? Virginia Fox. Oh, well, MAGA Mike, well, they didn't call him MAGA Mike. What about your involvement in the January 6th insurrection? And they all went, oh, shut up! And Mr. MAGA Mike was up there going, oh, like you guys are so ridiculous to ask us that, to ask me that. They were having a press conference. They called for the press conference. They are bad, bad, bad people. I think part of the reason that I have the Psychic News Network is so that I can vent. And you're free to vent right along with me. Yeah, she said, shut up. And then they all got it, shut up, oh, shut up. Government by the people. Let me get my other sign. We are democracy strong. Hello. And you know what's going to win it? Love. I love to make signs. 3 cards about the Fox response. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. I much appreciate it. I need to get famous. This is the response. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm looking at how Fox is going to respond to this, the onslaught of the Swifties. And I see the onslaught of the Swifties, and I am picking up that people, I don't know if it's going to be enough to make a dent, but they will start to lose their audience because of this. Virginia Fox looks like from the Wicked Witch of the West. Speaking of the Wicked Witch of the West, Candace Owens, you can find this on YouTube. I could not believe it. Candace Owens, that right-wing extremist, whatever she calls herself, she's on Fox. And she's on other outlets too. I couldn't even believe it. Trying to make the case that The Wizard of Oz is about satanic worship. Did you hear that one? Trying to make the case that The Wizard of Oz was about, like the little munchkins were... So little munchkins were part of a satanic cult. I'm not joking. It's so pathetically ludicrous. They're totally grasping at straws. She was saying something like, Candace Owens was saying that that because they killed the Wicked Witch, and they were celebrating that they killed the Wicked Witch, that that was celebrating somebody's death, and then the Munchkins engaged in a satanic. I can't even say it without laughing. It's so ridiculous. Oh my God! Oh, late night. They're having a field day. They are having a field day, picking on the poor munchkins. Nothing is sacred. They leave nothing alone. Here's how Fox is going to respond to Taylor Swift. What Fox has on their mind right now is the Smartmatic lawsuit. And they're concerned about the legal implications of them trashing and making up stories and dangerous conspiracy theories, ridiculous conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift. It's called, I don't know technically, I'm not a lawyer, it's kind of defaming her. What, did you have a troll? Do we need wrenches? Dr. Seuss, right? They attacked Dr. Seuss. I know, I was kind of forgetting. I was just talking about The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. They go after the M&Ms, right? They go after Mr. Potato Head. I mean, come on, Mickey Mouse, for God's sake. Oh, thank you. I'm glad there's no troll. They've been kind of popping in now and again. So as far as Fox goes, they are starting to have discussions at Fox about, should we really keep going here with the Taylor Swift stuff? Because she's a billionairess. I don't get that she's going to sue Fox. I don't get that, not even a little bit. But just that the threat is there. Because I don't feel like Taylor Swift wants to, she's not intending to go to their level and be like the loser with all the lawsuits and everything. She doesn't really care. She doesn't have to care. Right? Just let them go on and on and on. Because honestly, I think that the way that Taylor Swift is thinking is that if they just keep going on about it, they're making themselves look worse and worse and worse. Get a freaking life is right. Even Sesame Street. Ted Cruz went after Sesame Street. Ted Cruz went after Big Bird. And didn't they go after, like, Grover or the Cookie Monster? Or maybe Oscar the Grouch? Fox is concerned about the potential for being sued by a woman who's got more than $1 billion. I have to look up her net worth, and could have the best legal help in the world. And she pays her taxes. And here's the Queen of Cups. And so this is the Law and Taylor Swift against faux news, who's like, oh, I don't know, we're getting ourselves a slippery slope here. M&M's, yeah, M&M's too. The Sesame Street fans should rise up against Ted Cruz. I actually see this working for us, not against us. There are so many. Taylor Swift has broken records. Probably, I think she's bigger than the Beatles. Did we ever think anyone would be bigger than the Beatles? Like, actually? Might have to look that up. So, similar to going back in history, when Bill Clinton was president and the Republicans decided to go after him for an illicit affair and impeach him for that, Bill Clinton's popularity went up during that time. Who's the idiot on Fox who's going after who? Alright, do you mean Taylor Swift? All of them are going after her. All of them. Oh, and then, yeah, early on it was the Teletubbies. Right. Right. That's true. I'm going to ask, is Fox going to reel it in? Because I think that they're walking on eggshells here. Are they going to reel it in about Taylor Swift? It's giving me the runaround, so I don't think they've decided yet. Jessica Tarlov won't put up with it. I agree with that. She's going to say a lot. She's going to have a lot to say about that. Now, meanwhile, back in Loserville, the loser. Somebody asked if the loser has health issues. Of course he has congestive. Of course he's got heart stuff. Because unless you're some kind of a robot, superhuman, I don't know, alien, and I wouldn't give the loser that much credit to that he would be an alien, because I think aliens are smarter than the loser. No, Fox doesn't want to be sued, by the way. He eats only fast food. If the loser ate anything other than fast food and well done steaks and potatoes, we would probably know. Aliens are definitely smarter than the loser. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here. I really would appreciate that. And thank you. I did hear the Disney versus Satan case was dismissed. I haven't read up on that. I didn't really care that much. It just seemed kind of irrelevant. He lives on McDonald's and fried food, Kentucky Fried Chicken and steak and potatoes, and he's 77, I believe, and he doesn't exercise, and he's not happy, and he's miserable. So this is my way of saying to you that I don't see him having, all right, I'll say it like this. The loser is not going to live to be 100. You gotta sing Loserville, like to the tune of Margaritaville, wasting away again in Loserville. Maybe that works. I could have fun with that. Change up the lyrics. 1 foot on the banana peel. CM says that she thinks he'll have a stroke first. I think a heart attack. I don't predict those things. I'm just saying. I'm actually saying that based on the facts. So, I'm going to pick 3. I'm deciding what to read on. I'm going to pick 3 cards about the state of his health. You can't ask me when someone's going to kick the bucket. I'm not allowed to tell you that. God forbid he should live to be 100. He won't live to be 100. That is a picture of a castle, isn't it? Thomas is asking. I don't have the light on it. Yes, it's a picture of a castle. Hang on a second. Yes, it's a picture of a castle. Let me plug in the light so you can see it. See the castle? Can you see it? Hang on, I'm just taking a little break before I jump into the, the loser energy. This is a card it's all made of, you might want to check it out. I got it at a bookstore, and it's a castle. And the artwork is like rolled up paper. See that? Teeny little pieces of rolled up paper. And the company is Quilling, Quilling card.com. Like a quill pen, quillingcard.com. Anyway, I really liked it. So Mike is saying he won't live to be 80. So what I'm going to look at is, I love castles, by the way. Did you know if you go on Airbnb, you can find castles that you can do Airbnb in, like in Scotland and Ireland? Anyway, I'm going to pick 3 cards about, yeah, that took patience, huh? 3 cards about his health, the loser's health. Oh, E. Jean Carroll is December 12th, and Taylor Swift is December 13th, and I'm December 9th. I just had to throw myself in there. I'm inspired. I'm looking forward to my record, Songs for Democracy. I'll be telling you all about the progress. Quilling is the curled up paper. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. I hadn't seen that before. It's really pretty. The loser's health. Oh, well, this is the bad health card, the 4 of Swords. This is the card that means you better get some rest. This is about the loser's health. And the 4 of Pentacles, they're pretending that he doesn't have a health problem. And the 7 of Pentacles, he's wiped out. The loser was at a Teamster meeting. Is that what you're saying today? What? I can't imagine that. I must have lost the plot. The loser was at a Teamster meeting? You bet Taylor Swift would help me produce that record? Good luck to me getting in touch with Taylor Swift. I do know Keith Urban. We all used to be dirt poor. He's doing better than I did. So this is... Can't believe he married Nicole Kidman. That was like, that was a lesson for me. It can happen for anyone. But as far as the loser goes, this is the bad health card. This is need for rehabilitation. This is need for rest and recover. But he doesn't listen to anyone. He's just hanging on and being really stubborn, and like, he's invincible. Remember after he got COVID, he wanted to go back to the White House? And he literally wanted to have a Superman shirt on. Remember that? Oh, wow, you reached 7 months as a member. Congratulations, Maria. You get a bell. Do you remember the superhero cards? The NFT cards? Do you remember that he wanted to sell, I don't know if he did this, to sell off pieces of his suit that he wore for his mugshot? Nicole Kidman, I said. Sorry, we're getting off on different topics. Yeah, this is bad for him. This is not good for him. His health is bad. His health is very, very, very bad. And compared to Joe Biden could run circles around him. Many, many circles. Joe Biden could run a marathon around the loser. Seriously. He needs a heart and soul transplant. I don't feel like he's gonna have the energy. I don't think that the loser is gonna have the energy to campaign. So all you get all upset, we need to pay attention. We definitely need to take control and pay attention. I am very, very concerned. I don't mean to worry you. I think we're all concerned about our national security. when you think about it, since the loser was in office, we don't know who, how many of our top secret information, how much of that classified information. We don't know how much of it he sold or gave away, but we have a pretty good idea that he did do that. Biden could ride his bike around the loser and turn it into an ad. What's this? Head of Teamsters wants to meet with both candidates before the endorsement. Oh, that's interesting. Thanks, Terry, for the promotional information up there. He stood up in the hearing and faced families and apologized. Who did? I got lost. I lost the plot. Zuckerberg? Oh yeah, we were saying that earlier, and then that's when I checked the pendulum and I said, did he mean it? And it said no. Yes. Let's read on that. Jack Smith met with Aileen Cannon today. By the end of the summer, Cheryl says the loser will be spent. Zuckerberg. Yeah, but Zuckerberg, the pendulum said he didn't mean it. Let's read on Jack Smith with Aileen Cannon. When I tune into that, it's really interesting. When I tune into that meeting between Jack Smith and Aileen Cannon, what I pick up is that Jack Smith had his poker face on and was more listening than speaking. I think it was probably, what I'm picking up is it was probably unnerving for Aileen Cannon. I get that Jack Smith did a lot of listening and a very small amount of talking. Yeah. Mike is saying, Biden rides his bike around the loser and it's a quarter of a mile. Yeah, the loser's quite obese, isn't he? Which is another factor for heart. That's why I'm telling you, it doesn't take a psychic to tell you that the loser has heart issues. Yeah, so I'm pulling 3 cards about just to get a little insight on that meeting, like what was going on there. We had secret meetings today going on. So, to repeat the question, I'm asking about what was going on in that meeting between Jack Smith and Aileen Cannon, and I have the death card. It's over for Aileen Cannon. He's got, Jack Smith has some damaging information about Aileen Cannon. Jack did a lot of show and tell today with Cannon, and she's not too bright. What I get more than that is I get that he did a lot of listening and not a lot of speaking. A lot of listening and thinking, but not a lot of speaking. And the death card. I think Aileen Cannon is going to get taken off of this case. I really kind of pick up that Jack Smith told her how much trouble she could potentially be in. It's serious. I think that he made her gravely aware of how much danger she's putting this country in no uncertain terms. He read her the riot act and didn't say much more. That's what I pick up about that meeting. It's going to be really interesting, and something's going to happen quickly around that. And I know that it's frustrating that things aren't happening more quickly, but I have to tell you something. Personally, what we have to go through, yeah, she's obstructing, but I really get that he made it clear to her how much trouble she could potentially be in. Is there a new law firm coming, Cannon and Haba, or Haba and Cannon? A new law firm? No way. It's dangerous. What Aileen Cannon is doing is dangerous. So I just want to say, I personally, having to wait all this time for the legal system to do what it needs to do, I know we hate to wait, but just when I think about how impatient I can be, and when you think about how impatient you can be, I know we all share these traits. In order to have a good outcome for anything, you have to take the time to go through the details. Jackie's saying, I keep her saying, I do my best. Just make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You probably already do. It's made me realize, and I think we all need to realize this, if you want to get the win, you don't rush. You cover all the bases. You leave no stone unturned. You cover all the details. You go through all the evidence with a fine-tooth comb. Last night, at the behest of Warren, who's not here tonight, he had to go to a meeting in the chat. He's not here. He mentioned that public television, PBS, last night ran a documentary. It's very well done. Did you guys see it? A documentary about the January 6th investigation and January 6th. It was hard for me. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It's hard. It's traumatizing to look at the video from January 6th. But it's stunning. I put eyes on my moose. You just noticed. Mafia ties for what? What are you talking about? Oh, are you guys telling a joke? A dad joke? Yeah, I put eyes on the moose. I ordered googly eyes. He's going to have googly eyes next time. Anyway, I got to drink my tea. Hang on. You're throwing me off with the jokes, with the riddles. As a craftsman, you've learned the hard way that... Yes, so that's what we're learning, right? What do you want to know about Cannon's husband? Is that what you're talking about? I lost the plot. It's okay. So anyway, if you watch that special, it's a documentary on PBS. I don't know what it's called because I kind of came upon it a little bit later after it had started. And you will be dumbfounded at how much January 6th has been covered up in terms of the news about it. That should be our national conversation. Dwight only watches the news with a glass of wine. Makes sense to me. That should be our national conversation. What happened on January 6th. In a sane world, in a sane country, that would be first and foremost at the front of our minds. We would always be talking about it and we'd always be thinking about it. Cheryl's giving me a hint that I need to do my commercial. Thank you. Harry Potter's been attacked too. That's true, I remember that. And I was living in Nashville when they were attacking Harry Potter. Terry just put the link up for that documentary. Everybody, Warren, I was just talking about you, that you told us about that documentary on PBS. Everybody needs to watch that. Yeah, Lisa's telling Maria that she believes that Jack Smith has documents. Yeah, he definitely has documents that connect the loser, especially to Putin. It's a lot to watch that documentary. It's hard. I couldn't watch it all. I had to turn away several times. And I didn't even watch it to the end. It's traumatizing. But we know what happened. We've been following it. We paid close attention. We watched every single hearing, right? So, I do need to read on what the S&M party was doing behind closed doors today. They're afraid to let Americans know all that went down. But if Americans want to know the story, they can find it. Which was just so ridiculous was when the loser got up there recently saying that, oh, and then where are the loser was really up there at a rally and he was saying, and where do the January 6th tapes go? Go look online. Go Google, go to YouTube and search for the January 6th hearings. They pop up on my feed all the time. We do know what happened, right? We do know what happened, Amy. It was all there. It was all in the hearings. And do you remember watching those hearings over the summer? 22? What I kept on saying back at that, I said, when we find out the whole story, prior to the January 6th committee hearings, I kept on saying, when you hear the whole story, your jaw will drop so far to the floor, and if your hair is straight, it's going to make your hair curl. And if your hair is curly, it's going to make your hair straight. I knew it was going to blow our minds. Do Americans want to know? I don't want to know, but we got to look at the truth. We got to be able to handle the truth. Okay. Whose book are you talking about? The S&M party lies about it. They totally try to gaslight you. And if you're like me, or anybody, when somebody's gaslighting you, it's infuriating. It's insulting. What was I reading on? I forgot what I was reading on. Barbara's late. It's okay. You don't have to go to detention. The meeting. Okay. So much news! It gets confusing. The hidden meeting in our democracy. They think they're in Russia. How many times do I say they think they're in Russia? They do. The fight that broke out at the MAGA House Congress. Yeah. They're using the Russian playbook. What happened? Well, they were talking to the loser. They should go live in Russia because they're using Putin's playbook. They love Putin. They don't want to help democracy. What's that, 171 of them in our government? It's higher than I thought, because I thought it was 147, that are against democracy. They're against democracy. In that meeting behind closed doors, they were talking to the loser the whole time. No wonder they didn't want any of the press to come in. No wonder they didn't want to tell anyone. They are in hot water. Big time. And we are going to find out, because there's a whole lot of nosy reporters out there. Also the whole Smurf thing, right? Oh my. Quickly, something's going to happen. Quickly, the reporters are going to find out what happened. Thank goodness for a free press. We need to support our press. Love casts out fear. They're going to be found out. It's going to be the same thing. Because last week they tried to just install him as the nominee. Install the loser. Coronate the king loser. King loser. That's what they tried to do. So then what they were talking about at that meeting was they were talking to the loser about what they're going to do next to install him. I know, don't you love Moskowitz blue Smurf tie? That was the best. I have that on my phone. I took a screenshot. Do I think Jack has their phone tapped? I don't know if he would have their phone tapped. Which phone? The phone that they were talking to the loser on? I get that it was a burner phone. They shouldn't be able to hide like that. And since we're talking about hiding our phone calls, and that kind of thing, when the loser went to Russia when he was illegitimately in the White House, when he went to Russia, no, he went to Helsinki and talked behind closed doors. Without an interpreter. Fill in the blanks. They will be found out. The S&M party, the stupid and mean party, they will be found out. It will be revealed what they were doing. And it's basically the same thing. They're working on installing him. Yeah, no notes. We can't be naive as a country. Trump, he sold us out. He did. So we're right now we're reeling. We're having to pick up the pieces. Thank God for Joe Biden. I mean, I want everybody to throw everything that they can into re-electing Joe Biden because he saved us. He's saving us. And I don't know about you guys, but isn't it interesting? There are definitely strings attached to the loser. Isn't it interesting that we were relatively okay, and then we find that he sold these documents? I know he sold the documents to our enemies, and now war is breaking out. War is breaking out in the world. There are strings attached. For entertainment purposes only, but it doesn't take a psychic. Russia, if you're listening, it's been going on for a long time. Most intensely the past 8 years. So, before we go, because I don't want to keep you too long, because I start losing people, because people get like, okay, I'm bored now. Power to the women and power to the men that support the women. What the fascists are attempting to do now is forbidding for women to travel. They're working on making laws so women cannot travel. In a minute. Warren wants to do another group hug. They're in Tennessee. Tennessee is so backwards. I mean, the red states are so backwards. It's awful. And we'll flip them to blue. Don't worry. We will. We're going to do the work. They're trying to make it illegal for a woman to leave the state. They're trying to make it punishable by jail time. To go to prison. Thank you, Karen. For a woman to leave the state. If a woman needs health care, reproductive health care, and she has to travel to get that health care because the misogynist fascists took away her ability to get reproductive health care, if she needs to leave the state to get that reproductive health care, they will put her under arrest. And if anybody, for leaving the state, they will arrest her, and they will arrest, say, if somebody's aunt, if a girl's aunt gave her money, gas money, then the aunt could be arrested too. Terry, you're doing really good at the PR thing. Thank you. You guys are awesome. We're all friends. We've been meeting like this for years now. David's not bored yet. All right, we have a lot to cover, so I just want to make sure we at least cover the big stuff. The misogyny is rampant, and the women are fighting back. So what I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at women in 2024. I'm just going to read the energy of the female population. I keep thinking of that Shakespeare line, Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. They better watch out. You know, when they look at Taylor Swift and E. Jean Carroll, those are some power hitters there. With Taylor Swift, it's just her amazing influence and billions and billions of money. I don't know where she ranks on the scale. She might be the artist, she might be the most highly paid musician artist. Yeah, in the world ever. Aww, Amy rushes home from work to watch us. That's so sweet. So, how the women are going to do. Okay, this is interesting. The women in 2024, this election year, the fascist Republicans are going to try to make you think that the women aren't getting anywhere with their movement to get our rights back. The right-wing extremists are going to be attempting to try to get everybody to think that they're not going to, the women, they're not really that powerful. Good luck with that. Because the women are celebrating getting rights back, and it's the messaging. I have this feeling like Joe Biden, the Biden administration, the DNC needs to take a lesson from the women's organizations that are rising up for women's rights to see how it's done. This is women celebrating. This card always reminds me of, it's girls' night out. They're drinking wine. This is a celebration card, and this is a message card. The message about women's rights is going to be so strong, and they're going to be trying to cover it up and cover it up and cover it up. Oh, the women, they can't do anything. They're not that powerful. They're scared. These fascists are scared because they keep forgetting that they live in a strong democracy, and we are not going to put up with it. None of us are. Biden can do more with the House scandal. Yeah. Well, I don't think that. Let me do this. We'll wrap it up in about 5 minutes. I gotta drink my tea. I gotta drink my tea and read the tea leaves. I gotta do a group hug, and I gotta give you my commercial and do 3 cards for the collective. Ready? Group hug again, because Warren missed it. Group hug! Yes, and I'm gonna get my record done. Songs for Democracy. You're all gonna buy it. GoFundMe. I don't have it set up yet, but I will need money to get the record recorded. I'll try to get it at a good rate. I'll be really, really nice. I'll bat my eyelashes. Give me a good rate. Actually, if you want to hear my music, go to my website or go to Spotify. My record is called I Feel You, and came out about 10 years ago. At least you'll hear what my songs sound like, and then you'll be inspired, I hope, to fund me. Is there anything that I need to read on before we go tonight that you won't be able to rest unless I read on it? I'm not typically a hugger. Are you talking to me? I wasn't brought up hugging, no. But if people are hugging, I'm all about hugging. That's an interesting thing to say. Is there something that I need to read on, or you can't rest easy? I'll just pull 3 cards for the collective. I don't think everybody is a hugger, Suzanne. Do you? I think that there are people... I think that more people aren't huggers than are. I do. What's the vibe for February? That's kind of general, but okay, we'll go with that. What's the vibe for February? It's tomorrow is February. Are you a hugger, Suzanne? I think most people are not really naturally inclined to hug. Let's return to January for a refund. That's funny. Good one. We want our January back. Karen's a hugger. Fist bumps. And then during COVID, nobody could hug. That was weird. I didn't like that. But I'm a very warm person. I'm just not inclined to hug people. I guess I kind of feel like I want to just... It feels intrusive to me. Unless they're... It feels intrusive. I don't know how we got on this topic. It feels intrusive to me unless I know somebody's a hugger. I wouldn't just go up to somebody and just like... I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't... I think that's intrusive. And I also would never go up to somebody like... you know those... spoofs on Saturday Night Live of the Long Island Psychic medium, the Long Island medium. I would never go up to people and just, I can feel your grandmother around you. I would never. I'm not an intrusive person. Friday is Groundhog Day. So the cards for February. We will see some people get what's owed them in terms of justice. We will see some of that. We'll see the loser start losing more. February will be the month where we see justice, justice, justice. Whenever you turn on the TV, it's going to be, or whatever you watch, it's going to be all about, I don't know, it just feels like it's going to be heavily, all the news is going to be about, so yeah, everyone's different. Rhonda Rue was saying that. I don't want to feel like weird that I'm not a hugger. Anyway, I have these tea leaves that I'm going to read, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you, and thank you for being here. Okay, let's see what the tea leaves have to say. They're going to tell us what to look out for. I didn't do my commercial. Hang on. Then I'll read the tea leaves. I almost forgot. If you're feeling not very energetic, accountability this month, the month of February. I like that. That feels right. If you're feeling low energy, you should ask before you hug. All right, I'll do my commercial. If you're feeling low energy, I mean physically low energy, get your vibe and energy rejuvenated. I will do an energy reading on you. It's 40 minutes and it's $75 and it expires February 12th. You have to book it by February 12th. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Suzanne. I have a free class coming up. February 10th is the new moon in Aquarius. February 10th is the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the dragon. It's the year of the wood dragon. It's about abundance. It's about great things happening. And I read recently that the year of the dragon, in the year of the dragon, it's really important because it could go either way for a collective. We have to lean heavily into compassion. Oh, you got my book? Great. Lean heavily into compassion because it could go either way. So we have to really work on that compassion thing, the year of the dragon. And that's the day, that Chinese New Year day is the day that I start my free class. It's a free class. And we do it for 7 Saturdays. It's 45 minutes. Go to my website and sign up for my free class based on my self-help book, The 7-Day Key to Living Inspiration and Empowerment. You guys are so sweet. I should get sleep as well. I'm fine. Save America from Fascism. Join Grassroots of Democracy. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We meet 3 times a week. On Saturday, where did I put the book? Anyway, the book's not in front of me right now. On Saturday, I have a Spirit Talk podcast with Jonathan Glass, the holistic doctor, and he's going to teach us how to stay healthy. We're doing again, he's got a program coming up on February 19th. You might be interested in that. Thomas, the Sicilian mom, was not a hugger, and my Sicilian mom was not a hugger either. I mean, I hug her now sometimes. Church of Spirituality is every Sunday at 1. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing an opportunity to improve your life. I promise you. If you watch it, you'll feel great. And when you become a member, you get a free affirmation. You get an affirmation in your inbox every day to start the day, every morning. And we have a letter. I think we're going to hear about something about Jack Smith and what the message is that he gave to Eileen Cannon. And we might have to just kind of poke around and, put the hints together. But we'll have a pretty good idea of how it went anyway. Let's see what else I see. I see a frog. I see a couple things. I see a frog and a running man. We're going to see somebody. See that? There's a person running. You see that? There's a person running there. This is... I get a really funny image in my head. There's a person running there, so I feel like this is so clear. Sometimes the tea leaves they really look like what you're saying. This is the loser running away, and this is the law chasing him. It's Josh Hawley. You see a stealth jet. We're going to see a lot of fast-moving stuff, and then here there's a goose. That looks like a goose. See, it's a goose right there, or a chicken, or something like that. You see a hand giving the bird. Wait a minute. Don't leave yet. We're not done. I have to look up goose. That really does look like a person running away from the law to me. Let's see. Birds. Your project or venture will be a great success and likely to make money for you, generally a symbol of happiness and prosperity. Yay! You see a duck? To me it looked like a goose, and I like the meaning of the goose. So, and see, this is the loser running away from the law. There's all kinds of animals chasing him. But anyway, I've kept you long enough. I love you all so much, more than you know. Probably running from the goose, right? Tomorrow night we have our Grassroots of Democracy discussion group. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go. If you can't make it to the meeting, you will get the notes anyway afterwards. And on Saturday we have a work session. We're sending out postcards to get Tom Suozzi elected to take George Santos' seat. And let's see, my record, yeah. It's going to be called Songs for Democracy. And I have a meeting at the recording studio on Friday to talk about it. All right, that's all for now. I always forget something, but we'll get to it on Friday. See you soon. I might do a video tomorrow too. Pre-recorded. Namaste. See ya.